In today's video, I review the vegan actor Madelaine Petsch What I Eat in a Day video. Madelaine has nearly 6 million subscribers on YouTube, so without further ado, roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As always, just a quick reminder that I'm now offering the SIBO organic acid stool tests and consult via my website. So if you have any health or digestive issues, then consider taking these tests, as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video.
Yay!
We're gonna talk about what I eat in a day. It's like something that I'm very nervous about doing because at the end of the day, it's like this is just truly what works for me. I do go through phases of what I like to eat. This is just like what I'm eating right now. I have a plant-based diet. I've been plant-based my whole life.
So I was vaguely aware of who Madelaine was, but I never knew that she's been plant-based her whole life, so that is pretty cool. I also like the fact that this is just the way that she eats. She is not endorsing this way of eating for others, and she acknowledges that her diet varies a lot.
Enough disclaimers, let's get to the video, little lady.
Most importantly, I like to start my day like every other YouTuber on the planet. A huge glass of water. All I want to do is get back in bed and make pancakes, but I really want to show you what I typically eat in a day. I think it's time to do it because I have no
Other ideas.
So I don't know where this perpetual myth has come from regarding waking up and drinking copious amounts of water to somehow kickstart your metabolism or your digestion. Now, many people talk about this, but there is zero evidence to support the theory. Get up and drink some water by all means if you are thirsty, but you certainly do not need to drink a litre to kickstart your day.
All right, well, I just did a little bit of work on my computer and drank my coffee. We're going to make breakfast, and I have therapy after this, which I'm very excited for. Hopefully it doesn't spiral me. And then I'm gonna go to the gym and head to work. I definitely have to make like an active effort to eat healthy fats because I don't really incorporate it well into my diet.
Okay, I like that she is aware of the importance of healthy fats in the diet. Dietary fats are essential to give your body energy and to support cell growth. They also help protect your organs and help keep your body warm. Fats help your body absorb some nutrients and also produce important hormones too. Now, as you would have heard me say many times on this channel, low-fat diets can be disastrous for some people's health, so let's see what Madelaine is going to rustle up for breakfast.
And I'm not in the mood for avocado toast this morning, although I do love to eat that sometimes. So I'm gonna have a spoonful of coconut oil with my breakfast.
It's kind of disgusting.
But it's what my nutritionist told me to do. Delicious.
So I'm not adverse to oils in the diet, it's all about context, and I'm certainly not the oil police. In the grand scheme of things, if you want to use a bit of olive oil or coconut oil, if your diet is otherwise generally healthy, then so be it. But, and there is a very big but, as I said just now, it's all about context and the amount. If you isolate any fat, sugar or protein and then give it to the body in a refined format, then they can absolutely cause issues in your body. There is no substitute to whole foods, and for her nutritionist to somehow suggest that coconut oil is going to be a good, sustainable, healthy source of fat for Madelaine's body, well, to be fair, it's pretty ridiculous. A tablespoon of coconut oil is around 122 calories. In terms of the healthy and essential fats you want in your body, such as omega-3 and 6, as well as monounsaturated fats, coconut oil doesn't really have any of these. It is simply 11 grams of saturated fat. Now, having said that, the saturated fats in coconut oil are lower in the more damaging saturated fats, which are stearic acid and also palmitic acid. They are predominantly formed of lauric and myristic acid. But still, you don't want to load your body up with these, even if they are slightly less damaging. They are, after all, saturated fats, and there are clear guidelines around their use. So for Madelaine, she will probably want to be consuming no more than 20 grams of saturated fat in a day. She is already at around 11 grams, so let's see what she has for breakfast and beyond.
You will need some instant oatmeal. This one has no added sugar. A banana, frozen blueberries, more almond milk. I truly just love oatmeal so much. I think it's so delicious. Anyways, you've all made oatmeal before. Oh, I wasn't gonna microwave it today. Okay, well, I usually cook it on the stove, but it's already When I eat cereal, I like my milk to just coat the cereal, and I feel the same way about my oatmeal. And then I just pour some frozen blueberries in there and put it in the microwave for a minute now. I am lazy, so I cut it in the peel. So yummy!
So in terms of Madeleine's day so far, she's taken on less than 500 calories and there really isn't too much nutrition in what she has eaten. So no real amounts of protein, no real amounts of vitamins or minerals. So let's see where she goes from here.
I got a little excited though, it's really hot.
Sometimes I start my day with celery juice. I did that a lot in LA.
So if she mentions the medical medium just once, then I'm switching off.
And I just haven't gotten into it here yet. I'm sure I'll do an update of what I eat in a day once I've really gotten into my routine here. I've only been here for like a month. I just enjoy kind of the ritualistic aspect of it. Any kind of breaded chicken burger. You can also go without the breading. Pan. So to start off, I'm obsessed with glucinato kale.
It is my favorite kind of kale.
It's also referred to as dinosaur kale. Brand new, fresh kale. It's super crispy. One bunch of glucinato kale, another boxed green like a baby kale or spinach or something like that, and some balsamic vinegar.
Great to see some leafy greens, good sources of vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin C, manganese, copper, and also potassium. Also a very good source of fiber.
Yeah, I need to stop. I always wash my vegetables before they go in my refrigerator, so it makes it easier for me to grab and go. I'm now gonna get my little container. This came with the house, I don't usually get plastic. Break all of this up into tiny, tiny little pieces.
So that is probably not the best of ideas. So put in washed fruits and vegetables into the fridge. Unless they are nice and dry, it will simply add excess moisture, which will speed up the food decay process. And it can certainly also harbour bacteria. In an ideal situation, you want to wash before you're eating, not before you put your fruits and vegetables in the fridge.
About 3/4 of this full, and then I'm just gonna grab about a handful of this, drizzle it, and the chicken burgers, the plant-based burgers are actually done. Look at that. This looks
Absolutely disgusting. First thing in the morning.
and I will enjoy it later on. So we're just gonna cut these up. I've always been excited about salads because I'm a
Psychopath.
I'm gonna bring that with me to work later. And now for the worst part of the day.
Bottoms up.
I thought she'd already done that off camera. That's grim.
Editing this made me realize it's 7:30 and I haven't had my coconut oil yet.
So right there, she's just gone over the recommended intake of saturated fats by at least 5 grams. Not obviously something you want to be doing day in, day out for many years.
It's actually delicious, it's just that texture is disgusting. I'll see you when lunchtime happens.
One outfit change and workout later.
Hello again.
It's been a day, and it's like 11:30 a.m. I had therapy this morning. I had a bit of an emotional morning, but that's okay. I went to the gym. I do typically order my smoothie every day. I know it's lazy. I ended up with 2 for some reason today. I don't know why. So I have my usual, which is blueberry thrill with clean vegan protein.
Top notch.
The blueberry thrill is just blueberries. I do no date, almond butter, some kind of protein. I choose clean vegan protein and almond milk, I think.
So with Madeleine's lunch made, she has certainly gone away to boosting her nutrition. So she is around 1,500 calories, she has exceeded her omega-3s, her protein levels are starting to rise, as are her vitamins and minerals. By this stage of her day of eating, Madeleine has hit her vitamin daily A, C and K requirements, and she has already hit her iron and zinc requirements, so that is really good.
I don't believe in calorie counting. If anything, look at calories to make sure I'm getting enough. Listening to your body is so important. I try not to be too hard on myself.
It's been a day.
Thank you.
So yes, I would absolutely agree with that. You should broadly understand the caloric density of the foods that you're eating in your head, but I certainly don't believe that anyone should be counting calories unless there is a weight management issue.
Wow, look at this.
Great little spot I found. This is fantastic.
So I think I'm gonna need another bevy for the row. There's a moment in time where I wish I could just ask the universe, do I want a hot coffee or a cold coffee? If I have my way, I wouldn't drink Starbucks. There are drive-thrus in Vancouver and that makes my life so much easier. I don't know, I guess.
You guys will see what I get.
Hi, is it possible for me to just get a 16-ounce cold brew, please?
So while there are no real recommendations around caffeine consumption, evidence suggests that the more people go over 400 milligram of caffeine a day, the more likely they are to suffer with things like headaches, insomnia, nervousness, irritability, fast heartbeat, or even muscle tremors. So absolutely enjoy your coffee, but certainly don't go overboard with it. And if you are someone who regularly experiences insomnia, nervousness, irritability, or fast heart rate, even after drinking a small amount of caffeine, then it probably means that you are a slow metabolizer of caffeine. So there are certain liver enzymes called CYP1A2 that help metabolize caffeine and many other different compounds in the body. And if the enzyme is present in low amounts, then you will likely experience some or all of those symptoms that I have listed. Final tip with caffeine: caffeine has a mean half-life of around 5 to 9 hours, depending on what you are drinking. So try to have your last cup at least 6 hours before you go to bed to allow your body to eliminate some of it, so you are not wired when you go to bed. That way you will likely have a much better sleep pattern.
Well, while we're here, I did also bring myself a little booch. I love kombucha. I probably drink about one a day. Not every day, but I do like drinking it a lot. Kombucha is healthy soda. I'll see you when I eat again.
So kombucha is a great source of beneficial bacteria that can help keep you in a good state of gut health. Just be careful though that you are drinking a good brand, because some are loaded with excess sugars. The other thing that I would comment on with what Madelaine has just said is that she is drinking the kombucha a lot, and this can cause digestive issues in some. So for example, if you are drinking a lot of kombucha each week, then you are constantly putting the same type of bacteria in the gut. So if you are putting a lot of sugar fermenting bacteria in the gut, and that type of bacteria account for a larger proportion of your microbiome, then you are more likely to crave sugary foods, as the bacteria in your gut play a significant role in your overall appetite. I applaud Madelaine for drinking kombucha for the benefits, but I would just say try and rotate the fermented foods that she is consuming. So one week maybe have some sauerkraut and kombucha, the next week maybe have some kimchi and kefir. That way she will be exposing her gut to different sources of bacteria on a weekly basis.
I love this dinner so much. It's so tasty. It's fairly healthy. It makes me feel like I'm eating a treat. It's basically like my version of vegan mac and cheese with protein pasta. Really? I like protein pasta because it just makes me feel better about my pasta addiction. This is the modern table spiral. It's made out of red lentil flour, white rice, and pea protein. The white rice is interesting.
No issues with any of the ingredients in there, no significant additives or preservatives.
We're gonna make this, and I'm gonna show you my sauce recipe as well. What do you want?
Bye.
For this, you will need broccoli, but also a bell pepper. Lily thinks this is not a side dish, but I think a bell pepper is a side dish. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I love bell peppers so much that I will just eat them raw.
Side dish? Is that an American thing? Absolutely not a side dish.
All right, it's all done. Look at how delicious, oh my God. It's just really hot right now. This is probably like my fourth of these waters. I'm gonna fill it up right now. I don't know how this combination literally tastes like straight up mac and cheese. My anxiety gets worse the more I see the camera battery flash.
Yeah, that looks tasty. I don't think there is too much nutrition in there though, but we will come to that shortly.
A few hours later, she went for the cantaloupe.
So let's have a quick look at how that day of eating generally stacked up in terms of nutrition. So in terms of calories, that come in at around 2,273 calories. So the internet tells me that Madelaine is around 5'3" to 5'6" and weighs around 45 to 50 kilograms. So to maintain her weight on a fairly active lifestyle, she would need to consume around 1,780 calories per day. In terms of fibre, Madelaine got a reasonable amount at just over 51 grams, which compared to the wider populations that we live in, that is not too bad at all. So in terms of lipids and fats, a decent amount of omega-3s, but she only just hit over half of her requirements for her omega-6s. These are obviously essential fatty acids, and you need to get these through your diet. Now this is obviously just an isolated day of eating, and Madelaine may have overachieved throughout the rest of the week, so I can't really comment any further on it. But in terms of saturated fats, she was around 10 grams over the daily recommendations. Again, this is a single day of eating, eating, so I have no context in terms of her overall diet, but saturated fats you want to ensure are kept nice and low. In terms of the total amount of protein, that wasn't too bad at all, but she missed out on a number of essential amino acids such as cysteine, lysine, methionine, and also tyrosine. And these are super important for many different processes in the body. Tyrosine, for example, is combined with iodine in the thyroid to produce various different thyroid hormones. And if you aren't consistently getting a good source of these, then you are going to run into all sorts of problems in the body. But again, all we have here is an isolated day of eating, so it is difficult for me to comment any further. Next up, we have vitamins, and again, there were a number of key nutrients that were missed. So vitamin B2, B3, B5, and folate. And these are some super important nutrients in the body. And if this is Madelaine's typical way of eating, then quite frankly, she needs to sack her nutritionist. Finally, we have the minerals from her day of eating. And again, there were a number of important nutrients that were very low, such as copper, magnesium, phosphorus, and also selenium. Now, I have no idea if she has taken a multivitamin, but if she is not, she has only achieved around 10% of her selenium requirement for the day, which is very low indeed. So as you can see, it was a bit of a mixed day in terms of Madelaine's nutrition. Now I'm highlighting this video not to attack Madelaine, but just to point out that if you are not careful and mindful over what you are eating, then you can quickly run into problems. For many people, if they were to eat that way for 5 to 10 years, then you would have yourself a lot of ex-vegans. Anyhow, that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live, and I'll see you next time.